What's up, everybody? My name is Godzi, and welcome back to another episode of Umineko When They Cry Answers Arc. Last episode, we completed the main part of episode 6, Dawn of the Golden Witch, and I guess Erica died? That's something, I guess. Wouldn't say she overstayed her welcome, but she's dead, so that's something. She'll probably come back. I mean, Beatrice has come back. Like, she probably won't play a major part in the story anymore, just like Beatrice, but I'm sure she'll be back. No one can ever die in this game. It's like Kingdom Hearts all over again. But either way, we have the episode 6 tea parties to do, which I was told I should be able to finish both in one episode, so that's good. That means next episode we should be able to jump into chapter 7, which apparently is the chapter where I'll basically be able to confirm if my theories are true or not. So, wahoo to that. Let's jump into these things. Not sure what to expect, honestly. Okay. Up here. Butterflies. Ah, it's you two. Okay. Then let the pair exchange their rings. Beatok. Yeah, sure. Combine Beato and Tuk, why don't ya? Beato took Battler's hand and put a ring with the seal of the one-winged eagle on his finger. Are you sure? You are already the territory lord, so this ring belongs to you, Battler. You're really sure? At this rate, the world you created, and the tale. Yes, I created this tale because I wish to be with you. That means the purpose of this world has been fulfilled. So, from now on, I want you to write it. The continuing tale of you and me. Or is doing it like that too awkward for you? I'm just pushing the tiresome task of territory lord onto you anyway. It's much easier being the wife where you only have to brag. I just need to play around and wait for you to write a new tale. And for each new tale you write, I'll play any part you need. Be it an evil witch or a rival. A lover or a wife. I'm assuming Battler's talking? My tales are pretty intense. You'll be busy from dawn until dusk. Indeed. Bring it on. Beato's hand relinquished the ring of the territory lord. Aw. From Battler, she received a silver ring with a crest that could only be worn by the wife of the territory lord. They exchanged their rings, and their wedding was complete. I love this already. Then the pair turned around, faced the packed crowd of guests, and raised their rings high. A thunderous applause rang out for them. As a memorial to this night's events, the great territory lord will now recognize the accomplishments of certain people. Let those called come forward. At Battler's nod, Beato read the name of the first guest to be recognized. Cannon, come forward. Cannon? A girl goat pushed her way through the crowd, took off her mask, and yelled. Oh, I guess the family's here too. A crowd of gold butterflies gathered before Battler and Beato, and took the form of Cannon, kneeling in front of these two nobles. Cannon had already died and vanished. However, all of the dead revive in the Golden Land. Oh great, I'm back. Cannon, right here. When my husband was locked up and in danger, you rescued him and displayed your capability for self-sacrifice by choosing to remain in that eternal prison in this place. Such devotion is deserving of an award. Therefore, we will allow for your resurrection, as well as your continued service. Yes, ma'am. I am honored and delighted. Cannon! Yoshia! Yoshia! Ah! Crying is still stupid for me to do. Jessica raced forward and landed sobbing in Cannon's chest. Cannon patted her head gently and held her. You won't be serving as furniture. You'll be serving as a human. Do you understand what that means? Yes. Does that mean in the games from now on, Canon and Shannon are gonna be separate people? Because I guess some rules can be bent between different games. Like, the first 4 games I'll have, well, 16 people. And then Erica's in the 5th and 6th games. So I guess it's gonna go to 17 people? Hell, they might even just bring back Kinzo. Why not? After glancing at Jessica sobbing, he looked at Battler again and nodded forcefully. Now for the next pair. Ushiromiya George and Shannon. Come forward. Yes. George and Shannon were the next to be called. Perhaps they had already readied themselves. They walked forward boldly and kneeled. Ushiromiya George right here.
Shannon, right here.
You two withstood Zeeparn for first trials until the very end. Your great achievements in affection, determination, and nobility were exemplary and deserving of an award. Therefore, your marriage certificate has been issued with the Territory Lord's signature. We are honored and delighted. None will be allowed to object the certificate. Let the families of those recognized bless their union with all their hearts. I'm gonna assume that was Beatrice talking. And so, now that there's nothing stopping these two, let's all throw rice at them and celebrate. Hey, congrats, you two. And everybody's happy except for Erica, who's dead. For now. When the Territory Lord clapped his hands in celebration, it spread throughout the entire cathedral. Then, a group of goats in the front line of the crowd took their masks off one by one. Oh yeah, I forgot. Eva, she's probably not happy. Listen up, okay? I'll never forgive you if you make too much salty miso soup. And George is getting a little overweight, so go easy on the sugar. George, when a man gets married, he's gotta treasure his wife even more than his parents. No matter what your married mother says, make sure you protect Shannon. Yes, of course.
George.
Anyway, George needs to be asleep by 7. What? I'll never forgive you if you let him stay up late. And don't forget that washing his back and cleaning his ears are also a wife's responsibilities. Is that true? What have I done? A wife's job can vary, depending on the family. Rudolph, have you been treasuring your wife? I expected him to appear on the right. Of course. Why would you doubt that? Find happiness, you two. Marriage isn't a goal. It's just a starting line, okay?
Oh, congratulations! Congratulations!
Oh yeah, Sakutaro is a character in this too, yup.
Ryu, congratulations!
You mustn't lose either. Dog bark.
Yeah, no way we're losing, damn it!
All of the Ushiromiya family, all of the servants, and all of the spirits and demons in attendance, and all of the goats, celebrated the honorees with an even greater applause. And so, the curtain closes on the tale woven by the Golden Witch. Perhaps we should finish this tale with the epitaph. Yeah, I've still never completely solved that, have I? The following is the passage of the Golden Land, from the epitaph of the Golden Witch. The witch shall praise the wise and bestow 4 treasures. One shall be all of the gold from the Golden Land. One shall be the resurrection of all the dead souls. One shall be the resurrection of the love that was lost. One shall be to put the witch to sleep for all time. Okay, I don't necessarily understand one shall be the resurrection of all the dead souls, because... Okay, so the epitaph is not only how to get to, where the gold is, which I'm assuming is somewhere deep underneath Kuadorian, and you somehow get there through a door in the forest. A gate in the forest, so that's either the chapel, the garden shed, or somewhere else. Probably not the actual entrance to Kuadorian. There's a door somewhere around the garden shed or the chapel. That's all I know about that. But the epitaph is also how Shannon, Cannon, Beatrice culprit. Whatever the fucks. Does the murders. So, yeah. Surviving gets you all the gold from the Golden Land, which is why Eva succeeded the headship. Resurrection of all the dead souls, I don't necessarily get. Maybe that means, like, in all games, no one actually legitimately died. One shall be the resurrection of the love that was lost, so, like, if Cannon died, but Jessica survived, Cannon would come back and become a separate person. In reality, this doesn't make sense, though. How do Shannon and Cannon become separate people? But putting the witch to sleep for all time makes sense. It's ending the Beatrice persona, or maybe it means the culprit persona. Because Beatrice is meant to be Battler's lover. Sleep peacefully, my beloved witch Beatrice. Beatrice and culprit could be one and the same, though. Like, the same personality. Also, I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before, but I actually said APD instead of DID, so... yeah, pretend I said DID.
So this means Beta was satisfied and put to sleep?
That interpretation is probably appropriate. Maybe the epitaph refers to, like, the afterlife. Maybe that's possible.
And, now that the game's over, Battler will be released, right? What will he do next?
Who knows? The book of this fragment tells no more of the story.
So in the end, we don't even get to see what comes next for him.
Really? Nothing comes next for him. In the end, Battler and the others never came back. They reached the Golden Land and had a great time together there. Even if the tale tells us that, the truth is that everyone died in that huge accident.
Still, we've learned a lot of very interesting things. It seems that island really was a crazy island of illusions.
Indeed, and your reading was truly wonderful.
I feel worn out, like watching a 6-hour movie all at once.
That was more than 6 hours.
I'm tired.
Ushiromiya, Angie, you truly have worked hard. Your reading has soothed my boredom. I, Featherine, am more grateful to you than I have been for so many years that I cannot remember.
If you're grateful, why can't I have some sort of reward too?
What would be good? Give me some time. I will think. Featherine sat down in her rocking chair and rocked it. As you do, apparently trying to think of something. Ushiromiya, Angie, you really have worked hard. You have done well to keep reading for me until the end. With this, your responsibilities as my Miko are lifted. You may return to your original world and be reunited with the fate you have been given.
Sheesh. Feels like this was one hell of a side trip.
Do not pout. I am thinking of a reward now.
Yes, that's something I haven't done much, or rather at all, for quite some time. I imagine the ink from the bottle has dried up by now.
Even after the tale ended, Angie and Hachijo's debate over it continued for quite some time. It had been very serious and fiery. Angie had acknowledged that this tale was no crazy literary work, but a new message bottle which had drifted here once more from the Rokenjima of 12 years previous, to tell her of one truth. And it seemed as though she had found her own interpretation of the truth she thought the tale was trying to tell. Of course, that was only one truth, and it did not mean an end to her journey. However, maybe it can be viewed this way. It wasn't sufficient to fill the 12-year gap in her heart. However, at that moment, just enjoying the feeling along with the bitter coffee Hachijo had made was enough. Thank you for reading until the end, and thank you for your thoughts and opinions. I'm sure the very first Endless Witch is happy.
Wow, so you can bring yourself to say stuff like that. If you just talk like that from the beginning, you'd have tons more fans.
I'm merely praising the wonderful reader that you most certainly are. I just wanted to say that spending the time I have left in my life writing for you alone.
It was much more productive than writing for those pigs who do not talk and cannot think would have been. This is the kind of thing you'd be better off not saying. Well, I'll take it as a compliment. Okay. I get the feeling that I've spent a really, really long time here. It feels as though I've spent a major fraction of my life here. Though it should feel uncomfortable sitting here on a sofa in someone else's house, for some strange reason, it feels as familiar as my own home. However, the clock says it's only been about 2 or 3 hours since I met her. My sense of time feels very strange. Your friend seems to be taking his time. Must be a long phone call. It's creepy for a guy to talk that long on the phone. He said he was going to make a scheduled report to Okanogi, didn't he? Even though he was told that he could use the phone here, he declined and went to look for a public phone somewhere. Something about how he didn't want to risk being bugged. He's a moron, so I'll let him do what he wants. Is the nearest public phone far? If you go out onto the street, there's a store on the corner a short ways down. Then I'll be on my way. You can use this to pay for food or whatever. If I let you keep that money, will you come again, read my next manuscript, and tell me your opinions? You're willing to pay rolls of money to get an uncute girl like me to read your manuscript? No, you really were a good, clear-thinking reader. We create these tales and throw them out into the world in search of people like you. You praise me too much. I just take books a little too seriously. As thanks for the considerable time you have given to me, I will someday write your tale. Am I going to appear in one of your forgeries again? Hope you kill me in a slightly better way this time. Do you like miracles? You mean like a Deus Ex Machina plot development? I used to hate them, but recently I've become a big fan. Still, I've become a bit of a picky eater, and simply falling from a skyscraper and ending up unharmed doesn't quite qualify as a miracle to me anymore. Then perhaps one day, I'll write a tale that you will consider a miracle. I'm really sorry for barging in all of a sudden and saying all kinds of mean things. No, it was a worthwhile conversation. I wonder if my head editor will set up another meeting between the two of us. Sure, if there's another chance for one. See you again. Have a nice day. Yes, it may happen again sometime. I pray that you find your truth. Thank you. If you ever do reach a truth of your own, please try making that a tale as well someday. You want me to become one of you witches? I wonder. I'm bad at writing. A good reader isn't necessarily a good writer, you know? Ah, quite true. I myself can never read anything written by anyone else. Sheesh. Then, I'm off. After this, I will probably never see you again, but I pray I will be fortunate enough to meet another you someday. Somewhere. Can I ask one last question? Go ahead. That Featherine witch who appeared within the tale. That's you, right? It may be presumptuous to say it, but that was my intention. This might be a strange question, but, are you Featherine? Or is Featherine you? Well now, what might you be talking about? The mysterious woman was mysterious to the last, and so the day of which I had no memories ended, and on the following day I would take a boat to Nijima. Beep boop. That's a joke from the future. You don't get it now. Also, why is memories bolded? I'll probably never meet her again, but we'll never forget each other. However, that just means that I won't meet her, so some other me might meet her somewhere down the road. Just as I have reached several truths, they must also want to reach the truth. So long, Featherine. If you ever write a decent story, please call me again. If I'm free, I might drop by. Okay. I'm gonna assume this is a Makusa. No problem. It's the most luxurious escort job I've had yet. I'd almost like to invite you along, sir. And I'd assume this is probably Okanogi. What voice did I give him? I'll take a pass on that.
You know how old I am. I'm done running around all over the place.
The person on the other end of the line was Okanogi. Okanogi was also a man who tended to move from place to place, so it hadn't been easy to catch him even on the phone. Our trip's been pretty cool, and right now, there's no need to run around. Sumidera Kasumi is searching for you like mad. According to our informants, she's already gotten a ride to Rokkenjima. You'll bump into her there. Oh. So just as planned. It'll likely be just 5 or 6 people at most, and they'll probably be armed with nothing more than handguns. They're no match for you. Feel free to run wild, but make sure you kill them. Were you able to acquire one of your favorite toys? Acquire is misspelled there. Also, Amakusa was planning to kill Kasumi. Of course. I'm surprised you managed to arrange for it in this country. Behind Amakusa was the rental car that they'd borrowed under a false name, inside of which was now a black golf bag. The Sumidera head family has already given the okay, but make sure you get out of Japan as soon as you're done. Don't forget to buy your cup of ramen by the box in Narita before your flight out. Hehehe, I'll take care this time. It's an easy job. Is Amakusa also an assassin? Also, you do understand about that, right? That? Well, I'm not sure what you mean. Playing dumb, are we? Well, that's okay. Despite how you talk, you've never betrayed my expectations in the past. If you're clever about it, you won't even have to get your hands dirty. There should be plenty of ways to handle it. Heh, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I realize that Angie is a child to be pitied. If only she could have stayed true to that and acted the part of a secluded young lady. When we decided to join forces after Eva's death, we reached an agreement. This little portable shrine of ours is important, but she's also a liability. This is for the sake of world peace as well, okay? So watch and see how it goes. I hope those Sumidera black suits know how to shoot a gun right. What is it, sir? Don't tell me that. After a few days on the run, you and Angie have already hooked up. Ha! Me and that bratty little girl? Please. Well, it's not like I care. It just means you finally managed to break free enough so that you can take passes at girls, right? Half of the world is made up of women. You'll never last if just 1 or 2 of them make you freeze up. Oh, speak of the devil, she's here. Guess that's all for today. I'll contact you after I reach our lodgings on Nijima. Beep boop, later. Angie was walking down the street. Why'd she have to do that when I told her to wait for me to come back? If only she wasn't like this, she might have lived a long life. That was a pretty long call. I was so tired of waiting that I left. Heh, sorry about that. How was it for you, lady? Did you learn anything interesting? It was interesting. I've harvested all I need. Heh, sounds cool. After Amakusa opened the passenger side door, Angie got in the car. Amakusa quickly went around to the driver's seat. Then let's head to the harbor. According to the old man, the Sumidera family has set up a net. If we do get caught, then that's a measure of my luck. If we don't, then Rokkenjima is waiting for me. Let's leave it all to luck. Luck, is it? When you can't decide what to do, or when it doesn't matter either way, it's not so bad to entrust your fate to a coin toss. Heh, then I guess I'll try leaving it to luck too. I've got to admit, I'm a fan of that kind of thing. Great, my bodyguard just said he's gonna leave everything to luck. Wonderful. I had to leave for that phone call, so I totally missed the clincher. What happened after I left? Let's hear it. No, I'm not telling. That's a shame. The car dashed through the hilly town. That car wouldn't return to Hachijo's house for all eternity. However, Angie didn't get sentimental about it. Did I say sentimental? Fucking. For now, she just wanted to silently consider the new message bottle that the current Endless Witch, Hachijo Toya, had given her. In the rear view mirror, the town where a witch lived faded off into the distance. However, that scene wasn't reflected in Angie's eyes. Oh, okay. So that's the end of the first one. That was interesting. Achievement unlocked, Reflection.
Okay. Time for the question mark tea party. Alright. Jump right in. See what this one's got for us. Oh boy. I'm gonna assume burn.
Lambda, where are you?
Just having to say that felt like admitting defeat, and I didn't like it. Why is it that she's always so obnoxious and clingy when I don't need her, and then she won't answer when I call her name? Where am I? Annoyed by the completely predictable ending, I'd left the cathedral. I'd planned on finding some terrace with a cool night's breeze to kill time on until the end of that farcical reception.
It's true that I tried to find somewhere desolate so that I wouldn't have to look at people, but this is a bit ridiculous.
I, the great Bernkastel, am lost? A miracle like that certainly wouldn't happen. Yes, miracles don't exist in this world. To create a miracle, you need an amount of time that can never be reached, a period that's no different from infinity. So when something that appears to be a miracle happens in a shorter span of time than that, it is not a miracle, but the product of someone's design.
In other words, the reason I'm walking down this corridor is because someone's design has forced me here. Who? Who would have pulled such a complicated prank on me? It looks like you're quite the shy one, calling me out to a desolate place like this.
Then, from the other end of the dark corridor, I heard a sound. Patter, 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 patter. Sound as though some small animal, like a dog or a cat, was walking at a quick pace. No miracle could cause a dog or cat to be in a place like this. Such a miracle would not be allowed. Dying. Since it isn't a miracle, that means I'm being guided in that direction. Very well. This might be some new theme to keep me entertained. If this is some new joke of Lambda's, I'll cover her whole body with honey using my tongue as a reward. And then, I'll stick parasol chocolates into her eyes and tell her to never do it again. In the direction the noise had come from, it was not only dim, but shrouded in complete darkness. However, I could sense something in that darkness. Oh. There were two emerald green glints. Probably cat eyes. No, definitely cat eyes. The eyes of a black cat that peered through the darkness. Damn.
Are you the one who called me here? Or are you just the messenger?
Oh, motorcycle gunman. When I looked at my feet, I saw red cat footprints leading towards those cat eyes. The marks were unsettling, as though the cat had run through a pool of blood. When my eyes adjusted to the darkness, then even with the lack of light, I was vaguely able to make out these red footprints. They weren't actually glowing or anything, but they served perfectly well as a signpost leading me onwards. Patter, 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 patter. As though it was telling me to follow, the cat turned around and dashed off into the darkness. What is it? Something feels very strange. It's a feeling I haven't felt since I began calling myself the cruelest witch in the world. Can't quite remember what this feeling is. Fear? Still, for one as tired of boredom as me, it's surely more fun this way. I followed the bloody footprints of the cat, which would sometimes stop and look back at me, and walked on and on through the dark corridor. Forward, turn. Head down what appeared to be stairs from time to time. And then, though I couldn't really tell because of the darkness, it went in through the crack of a door.
Here?
I pushed the door open slowly, but it was dark on the inside, just like the corridor. However, the air and the slight change in the echoes made by the footsteps told me that this was a room, not a corridor. The sound of the cat's footsteps were gone. However, the bloody footprints remained. On the other side of some sort of wooden screen, under what looked like a small spotlight, there was that same black cat gobbling down some blood-stained pet food. I see. So this is its reward for bringing me here.
cat. Sorry to bother you during your meal, but I'd like you to summon your master. That is, unless you're actually the one who summoned me.
Talking to it didn't cause it to turn around. Well, I guess it is an animal eating its food. If I kick it away, it'll probably run off to its owner. Don't kick the cat. When I did kick the cat, it sailed away like a stuffed animal, hit the wall, and fell to the ground. Then, it vanished, melting into the darkness. What's with this cat? Is it just an illusion? When I looked at its food plate, it was piled up with what appeared to be blood-drenched raw meat. It was as though someone had torn apart living flesh on the spot and piled it up on there.
Come on, what's with the creepy reception?
That was a mean thing to do. Kicking it. The instant I heard that voice, the hairs on the back of my neck stood on end. Then the surrounding area finally brightened. However, Bernkastel had already guessed where this was before it grew bright. Oh.
You're the next, Miko. Oh, great. That was you, was it not?
Wait.
That was you, was it not? That cat.
Oh wait, no, Featherine did say that.
A cat who has learned how to eat meat, and that it can sometimes choose its own path. It's been a long time. It's a path I might never have had to know about if you hadn't told me. You're the monster who taught me the taste of flesh. So, you've come back to life. Featherine Aurora.
Oh, that's actually in the game? I thought that was just a nickname people gave her since her getup looks like Hanyu.
Augustus Aurora, you never learn, no matter how often I tell you that. Very well, even that brings back fond memories. I've heard the rumors. It seems you have taken the name Bernkastel, Witch of Miracles, and have been playing a far from praiseworthy fragment game. I'm just imitating you. But I could hardly match up to your level. If the rumors you've heard about me are bad, that applies 100-fold to you.
Bernkastel sat unreservedly in an antique chair, as though she was already familiar with the place.
What are you afraid of? Don't tell me you're giving up already. I'm merely celebrating my reunion with my longest-serving Miko so far. Did you really find my messenger cat so displeasing?
Bernkastel's manner seemed completely relaxed. However, Featherine admonished her, telling her not to be afraid. And judging by the expression that had risen to Bern's face, Featherine had been right on the mark.
Did you really have to make such blunt insinuations against me? A cat leaving behind bloody footprints and stuffing its face with blood-stained meat. Have no fear. Look closely. Do you see any cat stuffing its face with meat? I just gave it a plate of biscuits as a reward for going to get you.
It was as though soot covering the plate at her feet was blown away, even though there was no wind. There lay an adorable and perfectly normal cat dish, with a pile of small biscuits on top of it. Bernkastel didn't even hide her displeased grimace. Featherine shrugged and muttered, "You haven't changed, Child of Man," as she rocked her rocking chair.
I see you're as unpleasant as ever, but I'm happy now. Imitating you really has been far from boring. Scold me as you please. It is the parting gift I gave you when we last met. You liked rude Mikos because they kept you entertained, right? Ridiculous. If talking will only please you, I'll shut up. So, what do you want with me? Secret technique. It seems Beatrice's game has ended with Battler's victory. I observed it. It was quite entertaining. I'm sure you liked seeing me fail miserably. Nonsense, it was a splendid performance. I'm sure Beato is very grateful to you. And, if you want me to read the fragments of Beato's game aloud for you, I refuse. I'm not your Miko anymore. I've observed all of Beato's games. I also watched Lambda Delta's game and Battler's game with great interest. I believe I have formed an answer for all the riddles in my own way. The culprit, the motive, the individual tricks. I'm not yet clear about the very last part of the epitaph's riddle, but I have enough of a theory that if I actually went to Rokanjima and investigated, I should be able to resolve that part as well. And, of course, since there is no single truth, my theory is probably only one of many possibilities. However, that is only a question of possibilities, a trivial problem. What are you up to? Do you want to debate Beato's game with me? Wrong. What I want is to look at the answers, child of man.
Those words of Featherine's made Bernkastel straighten up. Her old master did not fail to notice that small reaction.
So far, you have spiced up this tale as an actor. In doing that, you have probably come to know many truths. However, even you are unaware of the truth behind several riddles that Beatos cleverly kept hidden, correct? I see. You want to use me to chew apart and string out the guts of something again. After watching a play, reading the pamphlets, and learning what goes on behind the scenes is similar to, as you would say it, enjoying some black tea after a meal, that enjoyment cannot be left undone. You like to play with them and love them while they're alive, then eat their flesh when they die. So cats are doubly useful to you. Just die, monster. I want to look at the answers. I'm sure you want to know them. Think of it as a burial for Beatos' corpse where you are in charge of the service. What do you say to that, child of man? Now, you're starting to speak my language.
Okay. When Featherine snapped her fingers, a thin spotlight appeared on the table, which was covered with cluttered books. There lay a folded version of the game board for Beatos' game. The Witch of Theater Going spun her finger in a circle, and the game board opened up by itself, showing the black and white pieces lined up inside it.
The game board and all the pieces are gathered here. Records for the previous games are all present as well.
With a rustling sound, the book flipped through all its pages of its own accord, front to back, shut itself, and flew to the side of the game board, where it waited. Inside it, all of the movements of the pieces during previous games were recorded.
I see. So you were short a player and a commentator. We're also short on black tea, similarly with dried plums. Of course, I will find some. Okay. If you add on some mustard rice cakes, then we have a deal. The negotiations are concluded. I have one condition. Oh, and what is that? I'm going to be the reader, okay? I have no love, so a few things might be interpreted in an odd way. However, the reader is free to read things in a manner and with an intonation of her choosing. I only want to check the answers. I don't particularly care about the tale itself. I'm not deeply interested in what sort of tale you'll create. Ah, yes. Now I see what you're after. Will you accept that condition? Very well. I want to know the answer. You have your grudge to worry about. The negotiations are concluded.
When Featherine snapped her fingers once more, a large chair appeared, as though beckoning Bernkastel to sit there. It was a throne, horribly mismatched with the furnishings of this room. Huh. Battler has a portrait. Wait, I've seen this before. This is...
I acknowledge it. You may sit. You are the game master.
Wait. Who actually said that?
Are you sure? Are you really sure?
Oh, yeah, she did say it. Okay, I didn't know if it was the portrait speaking to her, which would be weird.
You can create whatever sort of tale you like to satisfy your grudge. I'm not interested. However, I have one condition as well. Answer all of the questions I ask. Absolutely no keeping secrets, hiding, or dodging the issues. Leave it to me. Tearing up guts and dragging them out is my specialty. After all, you trained me. Let us make some black tea. We'll use our own hands, not magic. Let the master treat her Miko to some tea. The old Beato told me that witches are the best ones to have black tea with. It seems that rule doesn't apply to us. At some point, that dish piled with biscuits had once again been covered with a mountain of torn apart meat and a splatter of red. This song has lyrics, okay. Not used to that. No, not just meat. Even the bowels. Black tea is best enjoyed. With your fellow monsters. Ah. Yeah, no kidding, I was able to get through both of these in an hour. So I guess there's more to Featherine than we thought before, which I basically assumed that was the case. That she'd play a bigger role in the later chapters, since she just kind of seems to be in the background of Chapter 6. I feel like Angie's gonna have to play another big role later on. And apparently Amakusa has something going on with him too, which was the last character I expected to have anything super interesting going on with. Well, aside from maybe like Chester 410, Chester 45, Cornelia, and Gertrude. And, well, maybe the individual stakes of Purgatory could still play a big role. But, like, the Chester sisters, even Double O, and then Cornelia and Gertrude, as well as Amakusa, I just did not expect anything more out of, really, for the rest of the story. And at this point, I really don't expect Erica to have a big role either, since she's kind of dead, even though she'll probably come back. And I guess the same goes for, Eva Beatrice. I don't even know, like, are Zepar and Furfur gonna do anything more? Probably, but maybe not anything insane for the rest of the story. I wonder if there's still more characters in this game that we haven't met yet. I wouldn't be surprised, but at the same time I would be surprised. Oh, there's more? In that case, let's get the pieces ready. If we keep up the count, this will be game 7, right? Indeed. A fortuitous number. But not for Beato, right?
Bernkastel slowly picked up a black piece. It was the piece that represented Beatrice. It was sometimes a king, sometimes a queen, and could become a knight. However, that was only if it got promoted. Until then, it was only a trash piece, like a pawn. First comes the placing of the pieces. By this point, the witch's game has already begun. Bernkastel took Beato's piece and raised it high.
First move, placement. Beatrice on D8.
When the seagulls cried, there were no survivors. Huh.
What's this, some new kind of game?
Just watch. Thank you, Ericus. Very cool. I hate you, Terra. Alright, then. Also, achieve and unlock fellow monsters. Didn't really mention that. Well, that was an interesting set of tea parties. Guess we have the episode 6 tips to look at now. Okay, so the characters who died. Natsuhi. Yeah, same shit. You. George didn't. Kyrie did. Rosa did. Maria did. Battler was here. Okay, it said he died on the first Twilight, but... Nope. Does Canon have anything? No. I was told also to execute Erica on both sides. Ah. Okay. Fell from a pleasure boat and is currently missing. Due to the Rokkenjima explosion incident that occurred shortly after, her accident went completely forgotten. Her family says that she might have drifted to Rokkenjima and gotten involved in the accident, but no evidence suggesting that she was ever on the island could be found. Oh, forgers who know of this accident often theorize that she drifted onto Rokkenjima and include her in the illusion of the witch. I see. So Erica falling off a boat, is something that happens in every game then? However, it's not necessarily true that she has to float to Rokkenjima, so all 6 games are equally likely. But her family was glad to get rid of her, though. Does anyone else execute? I'd assume not. Kinzo, almost definitely not. Can I resurrect Kinzo? No. Nanjo, Genji, Shannon, Goda, Kumasawa. No, okay. So I have to execute Erika here also. She's just gone. Okay. Goodbye. Does anyone else execute? I'd assume not. Oh wait, I'm pressing fucking resurrect. Doesn't seem so. Okay, that's interesting then. Okay, does anything show up on the 3rd page then? Nope, just these 3. No one can be executed. Weird though that it shows as Hachijo rather than Featherine though. Interesting. Okay, let's just actually read the tips then. Only 2 things. Spirit Mirror. Kept in the shrine built on a rock in the waters near Rokkenjima to suppress the evil spirits of Akujiki Shima. It is believed to possess a great power which holds those evil spirits at bay. This mirror is revered by the fishermen around the Beep Boop area, and several times each year, a small ceremony is conducted jointly by the Ushiromiya family and the Beep Boop Fishery Cooperative. In the past, Kinzo ordered that it be cleaned when the seasons changed. However, it is unknown whether or not he did this out of respect for the occult of the Eastern world. Okay. Dual Pistol Set. A set of demon dual pistols prepared by Zepar and Furfur. The number of shots loaded depends on the format of the duel. In most cases, it holds just a single round. The emotions of the duelers are loaded into them, and if one of their bullets grazes any part of the body, the concept of the target will be denied without exception. In the past, duels were performed in the classic style with swords, but this took a great deal of... I'm gonna assume that's meant to say time, before an outcome was reached, which displeased certain impatient theater-going witches. Wonder who. For this reason, a dual weapon that would always kill with a single shot was asked for and created. Of course, this weapon is not particularly popular among theater-going witches who are fans of good old drawn-out dramatic duels. Interesting. So it doesn't really say anything about what happened. Well, it said the dual pistols, like, denies their existence entirely, so it makes... Oh, wait, change? Oh. Her goofy-ass fucking wedding dress. I mean, all the outfits in this game are kind of goofy. Like, some of them aren't too goofy. Like, I guess Battler, like, the cape's kind of extra, but like, Beatrice, not exactly extra. Bernkastel's isn't the dumbest thing in the world. Lambda Delta's is just a little ridiculous. But then there's characters like Delanner who just, what the fuck is that? Erika's, like, both of them are, like, this is just goofy. And that's also sort of goofy. Zepar and Furfur, these outfits are just ridiculous. One's apparently a guy, take your pick. But then there's, like, actually, no. Like, the regular characters don't have super ridiculous outfits. I mean, Shannon's dress is kind of like, okay, leg window. Not sure why you'd do that, but okay. But then there's, like, yeah, that's ridiculous. Oh, you're still here. Didn't expect you to still exist. But yeah, the fucking Chester sisters have ridiculous-ass outfits, too. Where's 45? Okay, I was gonna say, we'll be here all day. Gap's outfit's stupid. And then just, like, I'm not saying the characters are bad, the outfits are just goofy as shit. Oh well. So, what's on... Oh, wait, no. Episode 7. Requiem of the Golden Witch. Good morning. Scheduled for today is the funeral of the Golden Witch and her game. The days of the game are already over, and nothing remains but fond memories. Here, the cold hard truth will be revealed, and death will come to the game. There is a bit of difficulty to this one. Huh. It already said there's no more difficulty, because it's just like, what the fuck, why does it matter? Okay, then. Well, that's interesting. I guess that means next episode we'll jump into something with a bit of difficulty. Not really sure what to expect from Chapter 7, other than Bernkastel being insane. So that's great. Either way, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. If you liked it, be sure to press the like button, and if you didn't like it, then fuck you too. Remember to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all my videos and stuff. And as always, my name is Godzi, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye!